This video is going to be a film study look at Devontez Walker, the young wide receiver for the Ravens, who's trying to find his way, battle his way onto the football field in the preseason and beyond, behind a stacked lineup of wide receivers, tight ends, and running backs for the Ravens that are going to command the football. This is an up and down performance, in my opinion. Even though he did get 6 catches on 8 targets, I think 61 yards. There's a lot to say here. I'm just going to let the film kind of speak for itself, and doesn't necessarily require a lead in to me that's substantial, because most of the film will speak for itself. You got a guy with tremendous speed and gifts and talents. I'd like to see a little bit more consistency and effort at times. Pick this up right on the first possession. We're going to go play action with Walker. He'll be spot shadowed in yellow pretty much the entirety of this film study video. He's going to run an over concept with a clear out from the field. I mean, this route right here up at the top side, which I believe is LeJontay Wester, but I could be wrong. Play action by Cooper Rush. One thing you'll notice is Rush is getting the ball out quick in a lot of these plays, and as the first half progresses or develops, he's getting the ball out even quicker, because I'm not sure what his confidence level was in the offensive line and their ability to pass pro. Rush's throw actually kind of brings this free safety here into the equation. You will get the end zone angle so you can see what I'm talking about. His throws kind of on the back hip of Walker, who makes a really nice catch, if you ask me, with a little bit of traffic or challenging there by the free safety number 14. H-back fullback's going to work across, while the running back, in this case Ali, goes to the front side. So we really end up with this nice pocket. I think that from a Ravens standpoint, we can execute these types of pass plays more consistently if we can get the run game going, like we did against the Cowboys. Those play action opportunities will be there. Straight drop back pass opportunities, we really had difficulty in pass pro. If it wasn't one thing, it was another. Here's Cooper Rush at the back of his drop, and you can see Walker moving across our screen right to left. And this ball just should be put more out in front. Watch Walker, the way that he accelerates here. I should have probably let that play a little bit more right from here on out. The way that he just bursts past this free safety, there's way more space to get this ball out there in front of Walker. I'm not saying he's just going to totally run away from the safety, but the way that this is located, is poor, in my opinion. Rush could do better than bringing this free safety back into play. Early on the first possession, we got a really nice look at the potential that Walker brings, emanating from the left-hand side of the field, the boundary, bringing it all the way across to the field side. A nice grab against the free safety who's trying to challenge on the play. He's generally located as the backside X. This is still in the first possession, a little bit meshy, if you will, and a lot of switches going on here by the Cowboys and by the Ravens. We initially lined up with the running back outside and Walker on the inside, and then through the motion, the Cowboys bring a DB back in the box, a safety. We're talking about this boundary side safety. And then once the running back flips, the Cowboys, go away from what their coverage look or their structure appeared to a too high look that turns out to be zone. I think Walker and Kolar are both reading a zone defense, so kind of sitting this down. Walker does seem a little slower here in the get off for whatever reason. I think it's because he's possibly reading the coverage on the run. Rush is getting the ball out quicker. He's got Joe Noteboom, who really struggled in pass pro, if you ask me, kind of in his lap. We'll give you the end zone angle so you can see it for yourself. When the running back flips, this guy, the boundary safety 14, he's going to walk back, create that too high structure. And then there's the inside linebacker that's going to end up making the tackle. He doesn't really expand with Ali's route into the flats. Kind of tells you that it's zone. Really struggled in pass pro, like I said, Noteboom. He gets shocked here by 94. I think that's Nealand, who was drafted a 2024 draft for the Cowboys. And kind of consistently, whoever lined up over Noteboom's side gave us issues in pass pro. We were oftentimes sliding the center to the right-hand side of the offensive line. But in any case, the pass pro, as the game went on, as the first half went on, it seemed like Rush was consistently, as soon as I get to my back foot in my drop, I'm getting rid of the football. Was it a confidence thing? Was it just a timing thing? Or was he getting the looks that he thought he was going to get pre-snap? In any case, this is still the first possession, third down. I really like this setup. It's Wallace in motion, and he's going to run the purple route, and then Walker the yellow route, kind of a deeper in-cut dig, if you will. is not going to be available. I think it's possible that Rush is trying to get the ball to him. Note boom again, just gets worked over. This is James Houston the fourth, one of my favorite players that the Lions had a couple of years ago. Ali is going to work to this side. The center is going to step to this side. Him and Falele kind of end up double teaming a defensive tackle or interior rusher. And Noteboom just gets absolutely obliterated by James Houston the fourth. Noteboom's getting out of here quick because he's worried about the speed rush because that's Houston's reputation. Houston ends up stabbing him and knocking him to the inside. Noteboom spins around, can't recover, obviously. Rush possibly is throwing this ball to Walker over the middle, but you do have this inside linebacker in the window. It's a third down. I don't think he's throwing it to Wallace. I think it's possible that he's trying to get the ball to Walker. Looks quite typical so far from a Walker standpoint. He's got a great get off. He's got tremendous speed, long speed. As we get into the second and third possession, you'll see a couple of things that really, to be honest, disappointed me in terms of his effort and in terms of his get off. With the God-given ability that he has, there's no excuse for him to not get a great jump on the ball and really challenge corners as if he's going to take everything deep. Moving on to the second possession, speed out versus off coverage. I did not find the Cowboys defense to be one that adjusted much, if at all. In this case, pretty easy for Walker, and you see for Cooper Rush. Ball getting out as soon as he gets to his back foot. If he gets the look that he anticipated. And in this case, it's a speed out. Easy for Walker down to the bottom side of the screen. Once again, you'll see the center sliding to his right, our left on the screen. And Noteboom left, all alone essentially with the defensive end off the front side. Moving forward here on that second possession, really the same setup between Tylan Wallace and Walker. I really like this, for Rashad Bateman, DeAndre Hopkins, Zay Flowers. Probably Zay in motion would be my guess. But you're getting the same motion by Wallace coming down. If you remember the last time they did this, Walker, from a mirrored image, the other side of the field, Walker did one of those, like a deeper in cut. Wallace went in motion and kind of went underneath and sat down. That's not the route combination that occurs here. Like I said, it's a 3rd and 9, I believe. Walker's route is actually going to take him to the outside. Really nice timing. Ball out by Cooper Rush quickly. It's a cover 3, in my opinion. These are your 3 deep droppers here. And as such, I think that Wallace is occupying the curl flat defender. That's all that's happening here from a conceptual standpoint. I don't know if the Ravens knew that it was going to be a cover 3, but Wallace's route has just pulled that curl flat defender in. And as a result, Rush is just letting this thing go because he understands where Walker's going. It's a cover 3. So generally, you're going to be getting off coverage here, getting into your deep thirds. The guy still does a great job challenging it because Cooper Rush doesn't have a 102-mile-an-hour fastball. He's probably got maybe an 88-mile-an-hour fastball or 86, if you will. It's a really nice grab by Devontez Walker. I think everything looks really nice so far. Like I said, it's a 3rd down. You do kind of have I wonder sometimes about Rosengarten and Falele, like them working together. Some things just don't seem to be connected. They don't seem to often be responding to things in the same manner in a consistent way. You are getting a chip on Ezeraku 41, and so I think Falele's kind of peeling off to that. But Ezeraku is distended or dispatched from the line of scrimmage. And as a result, 54 kind of gets in there. He doesn't create a pressure, don't get me wrong. I just wonder if we shouldn't be staying on him a little longer. Rosengarten and Falele, in run game and in pass pro situations, I've wondered about their ability to work together consistently without making 4 or 5 mistakes a game. Really nice catch by Walker. I mean, it's kind of like Matrix-like. The DB is there here, and you would think that he's going to make a play. I don't know how the ball gets through there. Walker makes a really nice catch on a speed out. I love that setup with him and and Tylan Wallace ended up almost stacked at the snap. Still the same possession, and this is where things kind of start to go downhill. This is a 0. This is a 0 in effort for Devontez Walker. There's really no other way to describe it. It's a run play that shouldn't get out to him, to be honest with you. It's probably designed to go off of Charlie Kolar, and then the fullbacks lead outside zone. And the Cowboys do a nice job for once, stacking things up, having defenders flash, And as a result, the running back, who he tends to bounce pretty much damn near everything. Rasheen Ali, I think that looking at it on film, those guys are probably talking about him being here more so as opposed to bouncing this to the outside. I just don't like Devontez Walker's approach at all. Your cleats should not be in the air this long, ever, in a football game. If you're assigned to go block someone, that's like a little skip, in my opinion. Really poor discipline there, if you ask me. And the stance, the get off, everything slow and not low. And then as a result, you look bad at the end of the play. When you backtrack, missed assignments, missed blocks, poor execution at the end of plays, oftentimes you've either got a poor stance or a poor get off to begin the play. In this case, his guy doesn't make the tackle, but that's about as bad as it gets to me. And I think that that's the type of thing, in my opinion, that needs to be corrected right now, meaning get off the field. And let's get this corrected right now. That's not the kind of effort that we expect. Apparently, Lamar has actually had to talk to him before about effort or lack thereof or consistent effort. In my opinion, that's the type of thing that as a coaching staff, we get him off the field right now and we fix this. And if we don't fix it, then you don't go back on. And that's what bothers me about the next play. There's a penalty, a hold on the Ravens, and he's on. Now he rebounds to make a catch. So personally, he's back in the game and he's competing on the very next snap. For me, I want to see someone address it and see if we fix it, meaning that doesn't occur the rest of the game. And my problem is, I think it does. It's 3 to the boundary up top, and keep that in mind here for a play, the very next one that I'm going to show you. So 3 to the boundary means running back, tight end, running back and 2 tight ends. And in this case, since it's a stop route for Devontez Walker, ball's coming out quick for Cooper Rush. He's taking what's there, getting the ball to him. I'm glad that Walker makes a nice catch. I would still be disappointed and pissed off with his effort if I was a coach in terms of how he approached the previous play. 3rd and goal, and now he's on the backside of the play. Him and Tylan Wallace down into the boundary. Tight end set to the field. After the motion, it's going to create 3 to the field. And Walker's the back. We're focusing on Devontez Walker. He's to the backside of this read. And so what I mean is with 3 to the field up there on the snap, you can see that Cooper Rush is looking to that side. The Cowboys have it well defended mathematically. It's 4 to the field, 4 over 3, excuse me. They have 4 defenders for our 3 receivers up there. And I don't think Devontez Walker's getting a really good get off here at all. This does not look like a good get off. And lo and behold, as he tries to make a little move here, there's no sell to it at all, in my opinion. It could be better all the way around from the first 2 steps, the next 3 or 4, and then these here as well. And lo and behold, Cooper Rush doesn't find anything on the front side. It's all taken away by the Cowboys. Comes back to Devontez Walker down here, battling with the corner. He's not doing anything wrong from this point out. He's trying to make a play. Cooper Rush is throwing it to open space, so I got no problem with that. My point is, from a karma standpoint, oftentimes the guys who give 70 or 72 or even 52% effort at the beginning of the play are not rewarded at the end because they're not in as good a position to make plays. And that's going to show up again a little bit later. Here is Devontez Walker up at the top, I believe. All 22 is obviously zoomed out sometimes. Wester at the bottom. This is going to be the pick 6 on the 3rd possession. There's really nothing to say about Devontez Walker here other than the fact that he's open. And I do think this play is schematically similar to Ojabo's sack against the Colts last week. You have 3 eligible receivers to our right, the top side of our screen. Those 3 there. And instead, Rush is looking at the bottom side with a heavy blitz pressure shown. Now, he doesn't know that the nickel defender is the one who's going to blitz. And then you got 1 or 2 guys dropping out from all this mess. This mug look. First, number 2 does, and then an inside linebacker. Rush is bringing it over here to Wester. Should Wester do a better job? Sure. Should he have better awareness? Challenge the play? Absolutely. From here on out, from right here on out, Wester's effort is spectacular. And I do have to wonder, based on the effort that we've seen in some of the plays I've shown, if a pick 6 was thrown up to the top side, if we would get the same effort out of Devontez Walker. I think it's fair to ask that based upon the film that we've seen in a small sample size. And here's what I mean. 15, 16 players in this area. Wester, 0 hesitation. Absolutely sold out to go get the football. All we can go by is the film that we have. And unfortunately, we've got 2 and then a 3rd play coming up here soon where I think Devontez Walker isn't giving 100% effort. And that's probably the issue that Lamar Jackson confronted him about recently. Fourth possession, and Walker's not targeted here, mind you. It's a 1st and 10, not an exclamation point, S and 10. He's not targeted. It's a play action boot to Charlie Kolar down into the boundary. But he's definitely hitting this 100 miles an hour. He being Devontez Walker up at the top. Full speed get off to try to make some space, make himself available. If there were no D end here and Rush wanted to set his feet, possibly get the ball downfield, Walker seems to recognize that. And there's a larger point there. Some guys, when they think they've got an opportunity to get the ball, are 100% effort. I'd love to see that, right? Haven't seen that consistently from Walker in this film, and it's my job to just point it out. Forgive me if you think I'm being too harsh, but this issue comes up again. Same possession, fourth possession. It's a 2nd and 10. We've crossed midfield, and it's a 2nd and 10. Where Todd Monken, I believe, with this play call is just trying to create a manageable third down situation with this bubble screen to, I think it's Dayton Wade. Compare the effort between Walker and Miller in terms of being a blocker. Now, do I ever expect Devontez Walker to be a lights out KO guy blocker? No. But again, it's the steps and it's your cleats being in the air too long. Look at the left foot here. What is it on? Like the 38, between the 38 and the 39. The next step, he's almost at the 31. Cleats are in the air too long to be able to be in an athletic position, and then he gets blown up. Compare that to Miller's feet. Watch Miller's short, choppy steps. We're talking about here compared to Walker. They're not coaching Walker to take these large steps where his cleats are in the ground so much. And of course, Miller gets a KO. It is a 5-yard gain to Dayton Wade. You don't get rolled up on as much if you're able to attack the DB and kind of make things happen further downfield than it occurs here. Walker gets blown up, driven back into the play. And the ironic thing is, he's off the field on the next play. Do I think it was because of effort? I don't know. Was it because he was briefly injured? I'm not sure. But it does have an impact because there's a missed opportunity here at the end of the fourth possession. This is the very next snap after that 5-yard gain on the bubble screen to Dayton Wade. I believe it was Dayton Wade. And Kirkwood is in for Devontez Walker. Now, he's not targeted, right? This is man, so you kind of know where we're going to go. It's the slot fade. And fortunately for us, it's a completed pass to Anthony Miller. Again, watch the quarterback rush, get to his back foot, and he's getting the ball out. In this case, delivered nicely to Miller to the outside. Look at the leverage of the DB. The angle, the pace, and trajectory of the throw was really, really well done here, if you ask me. I'm not sure if Miller caught it, fumbled it, or not at this point. Even still, as I record this late Sunday night, I do know that Kolar's given great effort. Miller played well, by the way. Kolar's given great effort, and we were very fortunate, obviously, to get that call. From a Devontez Walker standpoint, is he hurt? Was he taken off the field for piss poor effort on that block? Because it was. That was below average effort on that block out there to Dayton Wade. I don't know. But all I know is it resulted in another missed opportunity. And in this case, Kirkwood is the beneficiary. This is 4th and goal. It's the cheat play. Fast to the flats, if you will. You got the jet motion in purple. Quarterback reverse pivoting. Running back is Ali going fast to the flats immediately. And they cover him up. Oftentimes those running backs end up wide open. He's covered up. The other tight end is covered up. And here comes Kirkwood all the way across the field. At times, Dallas's defense wasn't interested in taking on blocks. They didn't seem interested in tackling in some cases, and here nobody wants to pick up Kirkwood. Rush is just looking for a way to get rid of this football. He really doesn't get much on it, right? But it's enough because Kirkwood is wide open, and when you get the end zone angle, you'll see it's a little bit more of an easier catch than it kind of appears here. Simpler, I should say. There's a little bit more separation. He's absolutely wide open. Cooper Rush doing a little bit of a Lamar impersonation as best he can, rolling out to the right. From a Devontez Walker standpoint, if it sounds like I'm being too harsh, feel free to let me know. But the reality is you're 4th or 5th or whatever on the depth chart, and you're trying to get on the field as much as possible. I think the Ravens coaching staff went out of their way to maybe highlight him in this game, get him the football. Cooper Rush was a part of the deal and throwing it out to him on some speed outs, some design plays. And in my opinion, Devontez Walker could give a better, more consistent effort to try to take advantage of those opportunities. He's going to get more this week. I'm looking forward to seeing it, to be honest with you. And he did, in fact, get another target in this game. I would just like to see Devontez Walker be a little bit more forceful as a blocker, shorter, choppier steps, more consistent with the level of coaching that I think he's getting out there, and put himself in a better position to possibly get on the field during the regular season. Final target here is the 5th possession, 1st and 10. He's up here spot shadowed in yellow, so obviously wasn't hurt too bad if he was injured at all when he got rolled up on the bubble screen. There's the 2 routes that you're getting. I think the route to the inside is actually a little bit further in towards the left hash. But once again, look at Rush. As soon as that back foot hits the ground, prepared to throw. So well designed. I think Todd Monken understood that we were going to be able to come in there and out physical this Cowboys team. He watched the way they didn't take on blocks and didn't line up last year in an appropriate fashion. And sure enough, that continued on Saturday night. Really nice job by Walker to come back and get this. He's got great feet. You can see the feet. Could it be a little bit better? Maybe. I mean, if you want to say that, go right ahead. But comes back to get the ball. He's not really skating or sliding. Not with his feet anyway. He's sliding to catch the football. Give you the end zone angle. And then we'll finish this one up. There's the run action. Going to try to sell this guy on the open B gap, so he can possibly open up that lane for the slot receiver, which I believe is Wester, whose feet and lower body you see right here. Cooper Rush, as soon as that back foot hits the ground, he's ready to deliver the football. Really nice setup from a play action standpoint. Same thing that I tried to describe earlier on a play from the opposite view. And a good job to dig this one out of there from a low trajectory angle for Devontez Walker. Extended minutes or extended opportunities for him, some of which I think he left out there on the field, either through effort or lack of availability. And more consistency really is where I think we want to see next week, especially on the backside. I did not like, I'll be honest with you, the one route on the backside down in the end zone, there was a 3rd down. I don't really like the route concept for him as the backside receiver. I'd like to see something coming back towards the middle of the field. Maybe it was designed to, but I doubt it. I think you get rewarded at the end of plays for reckless hustle in the beginning. And to be critical, I just didn't see that on every snap. A couple of other snaps, it seemed like his get off wasn't really great. I felt like I was already going to be critical enough. And he played well, right? He produced statistically a nice effort. Looking for him to get more snaps next week. I want to see more consistency and more effort on run plays, meaning put your body in a position to show that you care. And he didn't do that on the end zone run. And that's the part that bothers me as a coach and as someone who's rooting for him to get on the field and succeed. I got no idea what it's going to look like in the final preseason game. This coaching staff, they've probably seen all they need to from certain guys. Walker, to me, looks like a guy who could probably use another cameo again this week, and I hope he takes advantage of it. I hope he gives us more effort when it's an actual run play. In any case, feel free to let me know what you think of the video in the comment section. If you think I was too harsh on Walker, I understand, but it comes from a coach's perspective, someone who expects for the Baltimore Ravens to show unbelievable effort every snap that they're out there on the football field. Compare it to our young guys on the defensive side, our 2nd, 3rd string guys. Unbelievable effort. Perfect pursuit and finish to every play. I don't think Devontez Walker's effort on every snap against the Cowboys matched up to the way those guys are playing on the other side of the ball for Zach Orr. In any case, if you think other Ravens fans would enjoy this film study look at Devontez Walker, who did have 6 catches on 8 targets for 61 yards, then please consider grabbing a link to this video, sharing it out on social media to help this content get more reach.